Plaintiff April Phelps met the defendant nearly 20 years ago, and April took her in as a sister. April claims she held on to her wedding dress after it was saved from a fire, but the defendant then took the garment without her permission, and now it's gone, so April's suing. Defendant Tasha Jamerson says when she and April go out, she is the more mellow one, and April is the one who makes it rain in the strip clubs. Tasha claims she was doing April a favor when she took it out of a dilapidated building, and she's countersuing for emotional distress.
Start with you.
Hi, Judge Mathis. First, I want to show you a picture when I met you, me and my daughter, at the Judge Mathis Center on West 7 Mile, 5 years ago.
All right, I'm looking hip here. I'm looking fly. I'm really a square. That's just one of the days I was looking fly.
It was fly that day.
Well, you all came there to volunteer?
No, we was just in the area.
And saw me?
And saw you.
Why you didn't come and volunteer? We need all the help we can get.
Well, you didn't tell me. We would have.
Well, it's not too late. You look like you might make a good mentor for some of those young ladies.
Good, thanks.
All right. Tell me how you know the defendant.
Okay, I met Tasha like 19, 20 years ago. She and my sister went to school together. And that's
Where? You all from Detroit?
Yes, we're from Detroit.
Where?
7 Mile near your Judge Mathis Center.
Okay, it's called the Mathis Community Center, named after my mother.
Oh, okay.
Not after Judge Mathis.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I took Tasha in as a little sister. It was nothing that I wouldn't do for Tasha. She and I went to the Freaknik together in 1997.
Freaknik in
Atlanta, Georgia. Had a funky good time.
Didn't they move that to Miami?
I haven't heard of the Freaknik since 1997.
Yeah, that's right. You're
98.
too old for that. No, I don't know whether you're too old for that. But that's for, I think, the 20 college students, right? You're 25 as opposed to 22.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, you know,
Please.
Tasha, we had a funky good time at the Freaknik.
Okay.
So, you know, we always hung out. She was like a little sister.
And that's just a big party so that those who are watching know what it is.
Yeah, a real big party.
It's not an orgy, y'all.
It's not?
No. It's just called Freaknik, where you...
College students hang out, party, drink, have fun.
Have different parties.
Right.
Go ahead.
And we always hung out. I mean, Tasha would come over. I'm her first daughter's godmother. So it's like family. We're close. In 2010, April 2010, I had a home fire, and I lost majority of my things.
Ooh, sorry
One
to
of
hear
the
that.
things that were saved in my fire was my wedding dress.
Okay.
I have
Before
pictures.
we get to that, let me allow her to give some background, and then we'll get to the specifics of the lawsuit regarding your wedding dress. Yes, ma'am.
First, can I announce that in '94, right before I met April, my uncle wrote a play for you, which my sister and I both starred in, and I just wanted to say how I was admired by you, how you were determined to show your mother that you could change before she passed away, and even though she passed away, you still were determined to be who you are today, and I just would like to pay you homage for that.
Thank you so much. I hope that the young people who are watching and the single mothers, like my mother was, I hope that they are the ones that benefit from you making that observation. Thank you.
I met April through her sister, like she stated, and April was like a big sister to me. We had good times throughout the years, but it's like when I grew older and started to do business with April, or like, say for instance, go out with her, I'm the more mellow one, where April's more so the one that makes it rain at the strip club.
Oh,
and,
no, you're not throwing up money at the strip club, are you?
You know,
So I never made it rain at a strip club.
But she is a very rambunctious type person. She gets belligerent when she gets drunk. And as I noticed that when I got older, I kind of disassociated myself with her, even though I still love her as a sister still now. But it was just, you know, some things that I matured from and I didn't feel April did.
All right. Let me hear about the wedding dress. You obviously got married. You matured that much.
I have a family,
When?
3 children.
When did you get married?
In September 2009.
Okay, 09. Uh-oh, I hope he's not watching.
It's 9. It was 9.
Got that year wrong. Go ahead.
Okay, so after the fire, I stored some of the things that they were able to keep after the fire into my daycare center.
Okay.
Tasha and my sister, without my knowledge, went into my daycare center in December 2011, and Tasha removed my wedding dress.
How did she get in there?
It was open.
Okay.
It was vacant.
They removed your wedding dress.
Removed
Do
my
you
wedding
know
dress.
why? Did you ever find
I
out?
never understood why. Tasha never called me, never explained anything.
Why didn't you ask?
I asked my sister, and she said that she thought I knew that Tasha was coming to take my wedding dress. You know, when Tasha smokes, she forgets, she does things out of the ordinary.
You must be talking about weed.
Yes.
All right, I
So
knew you were talking about weed. That makes you
To
forget.
do with it. For instance, she lost my dog. Who loses a dog and never contacts the owner?
That's why Dawn needs a calculator. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So,
who loses a dog?
A dog and never contacts the owner. Just the dog is gone. The same instance with the dress. She never contacted me to let me know she removed my dress. So when I found out my dress was gone, I called Tasha and I asked her, where's my dress? She said, it's over to my sister's house. I go over to her sister's house. She said, there's no wedding dress here. My sister had Tasha on the phone. My sister gives her the phone, and she says, we don't have a dress here. Tasha, you didn't bring a dress here. And Tasha said, yes, I put it in the basement. Her sister said, Tasha, why would you bring a wedding dress here without my knowledge? My husband threw the dress away for a trash day. My sister got back into the car. I was highly upset, and she had no remorse. My bad, and that was it. My sister and I was in the car with my sister. She proceeded to go to Tasha's house. She goes to the side door. They had words, and I told my sister to come on. And my sister bent her license plate. I never mentioned it to Tasha or anything else because Tasha was pregnant. So I waited until after Tasha had the baby to see if she would have some kind of remorse. Could we talk about it? I need my money for my dress.
To see if you all could fight while she wasn't pregnant.
So we can sit and talk, because I wanted to know.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm proud that you all are very dignified young ladies and you all wouldn't be fighting. Go ahead.
So I wanted to know, did she plan on paying me for the loss of my dress? She still never had anything to say but her bad, and that was it. So I decided to take it to court.
Yes, ma'am.
Basically, I didn't want to end up in a courtroom with April over her dress. I never meant to take her dress for my own purpose. However, the reason why I even entered the building and touched the dress or anything was because her sister called me with a business proposition, and I wanted to go see the building. When I went to go see the building, it was in horrible conditions. I wouldn't leave my wedding dress there. I was just being a friend to April and getting dressed off the floor in my, in my understanding. As I left out the building, I put the dress in the car, and then she went to go drop me off at my sister's house where I stayed. So as I got out the car, she says, well, where you going without this big old smelly wedding dress? So I said, I don't want it. What am I going to do with it? You take it to your sister. So she said, no, girl, I'm in a rush. I got to go get my hair done. I'll be back to get the dress. So as I proceeded to my sister's house with the dress, my sister was at the door, which is here with me today, and she stated, where are you going with that big old wedding dress, girl? You're not bringing that dress in here. So I said, well, she'll be back to get it after she gets her hair done. Let the dress stay here. My sister put it in the bag, and she put it in the basement, and that's where it stayed till
her husband threw it out.
Exactly.
Now, let's start from the beginning. You say you removed the dress as a favor, right?
I picked the dress up off the floor because I think that's...
And removed it as a favor.
Exactly. I did her a favor and put it in her sister's car.
When you do favors for somebody, don't you usually notify and say, hey, I did you a favor. I did so-and-so for you.
Correct.
So did you do that?
No, I didn't. I trusted her sister to let her know that she,
Her sister didn't do the favor. Let me hear your counterclaim. How does she owe you for emotional distress?
Okay, well, the emotional distress is when a year later after April came to get her dress, I at the time was pregnant. Her tone of voice was just outright. She called me yelling and screaming, and I could understand why. And I explained to her, April, just calm down. You know, I know you're used to all the yelling and the drama and all that, but I'm pregnant, so please. She would not calm down. I'm like, April, can you please calm down? Can you please calm down? Can you please? No, I want my MFN wedding dress, and I want my wedding dress now. You shouldn't have never took my dress. And I told her, well, your sister should have brought you the dress. I did not take your dress. I basically got it off the floor for you as a favor, it was going to be ruined.
And removed it from the premises.
Exactly.
Don't
So
forget
my emotional distress is the fact that she did not want to calm down, and also her and her sister came over to my house afterwards and confronted me. When they came over to the home, her sister's banging on the door like she's the police, yelling, stating, "Do you want to have a miscarriage today? Do you want to have an abortion today?" And I asked her, "Well, why are you the one confronting me? Go get your sister." At that time, she walked away from me. My roommate pulled me from the door. "You don't need to be," you know, because I was crying, like I was just.
How did it end?
I was emotionally distressed, like, oh my God. So when she left, she scratched up my car and she tried to bend my plate up.
The sister?
The sister did. And then she got in the car with April and they pulled off. Okay. I didn't know that she didn't tell her sister not to come over there and threaten my child's life.
Sounds like you need to sue the sister.
Exactly.
She didn't do anything to you.
She brought her to my home.
Where's my colorfully, she asked you where her dress was.
That's fine, but she shouldn't have brought her to my home.
In a very colorful way. Now, she didn't have any responsibility for how her sister would act once she brought her there. Had she known, did your sister tell her, "I'm gonna take me over there so I can break out her windows"?
No, she didn't. Actually, she was
Now,
driving.
she would share some of that responsibility if she would be an accessory, or perhaps even an accomplice who is charged with the same crime. But unless you can prove that her sister said, "Take me over there," and she said, "Okay," her sister said, "I'm going to break the windows and do ABC," unless you can prove that, you can't hold her responsible. Sue her sister.
Okay, also, Your Honor, a couple of months later, there were some phone calls that were made.
What did she do?
She was saying that she was going to whoop me and my sister on site as soon as we had our baby.
Did you call the police?
Yes, I did, and they did not come because that's old Detroit for you.
You can still go to the station and file a report. They don't have to come. Nobody's going to come when you say, "My friend called me and said, when I deliver my baby months from now, that she's gonna get me." No, they're not coming for that. I assure you. $1,000 that you want for emotional distress is denied. She hadn't done anything to you. And your claim, ma'am, for $1,850 is granted. You were responsible for her dress, whatever happened to it, time you removed it. I don't care if you gave it to the Mathis Community Center, you would have still been responsible for it. You go to church? Y'all go to church? Where you go?
Yes, I do. I'm at Seth Temple.
Where you go?
Liberty Baptist.
All right. What's your pastor's name?
I just started.
Okay.
And she don't know the pastor name.
She don't go. Have a good day. Jasmine for the plane.
I'm glad this is over with. I hope you can move on with your life. I'm done with you. I can't help you do anything. You always ruin everything.
She never needed your help, Keisha.
Okay, that's nice, but you admitted.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Can I admit that you didn't know about the dress?
Can I speak?
Okay. No, I never said that.
Yes, you did.
That's fine. You can move on with me because excuse me.
I was there. Nina, we were there together.
Never let you know about the
matter. I don't need her to walk. I can basically.
She drove the car. No, I was not.
I'm an independent woman. I didn't need Keisha or her sister for any job.
I knew it was there.
I'm fine.